If you ever felt like holistic wellness was confusing, expensive, or just not your thing, this video is for you. Hi, my name is Claudia, and welcome to Vesica Life, where I'm sharing everything that I'm doing to become the best version of myself. And today I'm just going to share a sneak peek into some of the herbs that I have in my cabinet and share how I got into holistic healing and how you can too. To start off, I was going to bring out literally all the herbs that I had and just share them, but it's just too many. I haven't even really unpacked everything because it's just a lot. So I'm going to start with a few that I think that would be easy for everyone to find and to use. Just to give you a very, very, very quick summary of how I even got into it. I'm not going to lie, it was for very vain reasons. Besides studying health science, I'm also a licensed cosmetologist. So I love all things beauty. Like, I love beautiful things. I love beauty. I love skincare. I love hair. I love the makeup. I just love it. One day when I was living in Ghana, we can get into that in a different video, but I suffered a crazy breakout. And for someone who never experienced breakouts, this was very traumatic. Like, I'm talking about days I didn't want to go out. I just felt like everyone was looking at me every time I was talking to them. And for someone who never experienced that, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I need to get rid of this. So, as you know, when you get a breakout, you're trying all the products. I'm talking about The Ordinary. I'm like special soaps. I was trying products that was costing like $60 a bottle. And none of it really worked until I was like, you know what? Let me try fixing this naturally. I was already very knowledgeable in natural things and healing just because, like I said, I'm all into all things beauty. At that point, I was trying to grow out my hair using like herbs and natural ingredients that were available to me in Ghana. So I was already like, okay, if I'm growing my hair with natural ingredients, let me try and clear my skin doing the same thing. So now let's get into what holistic healing and wellness is. My definition is basically when you incorporate all three aspects of a human, which is like the mind, the body, and soul, when it comes to healing. You're not just looking at one aspect, but you're incorporating all of it in your healing. So that includes your mindset, that includes what you're eating, how active you're being, and that also includes like your life's purpose in a sense. So just giving you more background into what holistic wellness is, I kind of approached it like, okay, what was my mindset when it came to my skin at that point, which was like, it made me feel a lot of self-doubt. I didn't want to go out. I just like was always overthinking about my skin, and if I go here, and almost like if it's daytime, people are going to be in my face. It was crazy. So the first thing that I did was change my mind, like meditating more. I was really meditating on having clear skin, like envisioning myself with my skin cleared already, which kind of calmed my nerves down a lot and was the first step to healing. Next thing was all the foods. Like, I started to really take a look at my diet because prior to then, I didn't have to do anything for clear skin. It was just something that, I was blessed with. And at that point is when I realized, like, no, your eating affects your skin. Let's see what I can take to clear my skin from within. That's when I really got into teas. That's a perfect segue into what some of the herbs that I use to start clearing my skin. Peppermint. Oh my gosh. Peppermint is so good for hormonal acne. Like, if you all this is actually the tea that I'm drinking right now. What I would do is probably drink a glass of this peppermint tea a day. And it was so helpful in clearing out my, if it was caused by maybe a hormonal change, because as you age, your body does change. At this point, I didn't really know what the problem was. Keep in mind, I know this, I might be all over the place, but keep in mind that I was going to dermatologists, and they were just selling me different products. Like, to be honest, no one ever told me like, hey, if you changed your diet, it might help with this your breakouts. So that's one. Peppermint tea. Hibiscus tea. In Ghana, hibiscus is so bountiful. So I was drinking a lot of that. It's high in vitamin C. It's also good for collagen production. At that point, what was I also taking? Moringa. Moringa. Ugh, I love moringa because it is one of the powerhouses of herbs. It's also very native to Ghana. I was just including that in my foods, moringa powder. I was drinking it as tea. And slowly but surely, this helped with my body creating new breakouts. I wish I had pictures, but my phone was stolen. Next was herbal soaps. At this point, I was not only teaching myself through like reading and watching videos, but I was also trying to find people, older people who were about this, like asking them about the history of certain herbs in Ghana, telling them to teach me, what they knew. And there was a woman in Ghana that I got to connect with, and she makes herbal soaps. So I basically told her what I was going through, showed her my skin. She was like, this easy. You just need some herbal soap. And I was like, okay, like at this point, I'm using so much Western products. I'm like, okay, if that couldn't solve it, what are these soaps going to do? And when I tell you, she gave me like moringa soap. After that, she was like, you got to use rice soap to clear out the dark spots. That was it. That was it. So, with changing my mindset, taking teas and herbs to help with the situation internally and topically using the same herbs on my skin till this day, the proof is in the pudding. Till this day, I never suffered from a breakout like that. I don't know what came about the breakout. A lot of people say that you go through a second puberty, but I feel like it was a blessing in disguise to tap into the power of herbs and spices and holistic healing. I was like, this information is needs to be shared. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the times when it comes to holistic healing and herbalism, it's kind of displayed in a very woo-woo type of way. I realized because it was displayed in that type of way, not a lot of people were understanding it or finding that they were able to incorporate it into their lives. And that's when I was like, oh, let me create Vesica Life, where I share everything that I'm doing to become the best version of myself holistically. That's just a little background of how I got into it. What does this have to do with you, and how can you get into it? You need to realize when it comes to, oh, I'm kind of thirsty. You need to realize that when it comes to taking herbs and teas and using spices to heal yourself, it's not like a one-step thing. I often find that tackling issues in this type of way gets to the root cause of the problem, which helps you get long-lasting results. Like I said, I have not dealt with breakouts since then, and that was like 4 or 5 years ago. You have to understand that holistic wellness will tackle the cause of that issue, which might take a little bit longer than Western medicine. What that means for you, how do you start? I feel like a lot of people ask, where do I start from? How do I start? Simple habits built up over time can create tremendous results when it comes to healing your body, mind, and your soul. For example, the ginger shots. I take one every single day. I make it weekly. I take it once every single day, and it's been something small that I've been doing that have changed the way I digest food. It has changed my gut, and it even though it's so small, it has created such a big impact when it comes to how my body digests. And I feel like for you, if you're watching it, if you was to just incorporate something as small as taking a ginger shot every single day in the morning on an empty stomach, after a couple of weeks, you're going to see your body transform or change in a way where you probably didn't even know you had digestive issues. Little things like that, or drinking an herbal tea every single day. Granted, I'm at the point where I can kind of assess my body and see I'm feeling this way or I want to feel this way, and I create an herbal tea for that. But starting off with, I would say peppermint tea. It's good for hormonal acne, and it's also good for your stomach. After eating, you take peppermint tea, it will help your digestion. A lot of these herbs you also already cook with it. Cloves, I have a TikTok video talking about the benefits of cloves. I'm sure everyone has some in their house. This is multi-purpose. If you have a sore in your mouth, your toothache, you take a clove, you chew it, it's going to create like a type of numbing feeling, but it's going to help with the toothache as well in a natural way. For women, you have issues with hormonal imbalance or yeast infection. Chamomile. Everyone knows what chamomile is. Chamomile is good for relaxation. It calms your mind, your body. You come home, you drink some chamomile tea, it'll help with relaxation. It will ease your mind. All of this will help you better combat stress in a way where it seems like it's not working just because it's like, oh, this is just a tea. Like, trust me, this is something, if you continue it as a practice and as a lifestyle, it will help your body tremendously. I don't want to make this video too long because I'm going to make multiple videos. Again, this is my first videos. We have so much to share. That we have a lot of time to share everything that I've been doing, everything that I've been learning. What I want is to have everyone put in the comments questions that they have when it comes to herbal medicine, questions that they have on how to start. I am just a girl. I am just a girl who is trying to become the best version of herself and has done so much research and has so much to share pertaining to how I did that. So if you thought this video was helpful, please like, comment, share, subscribe. I am so excited to start this YouTube journey. Like, it's been a long time coming. Divine timing. The time is now. So bye.